What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the What the Puck podcast. I'm Nick, he's Gunk, and we have breaking news of a trade, Gunk. Breaking
Oh,
news.
wait
Two
a minute.
powerhouse teams made a
Wait a minute.
trade.
Did I miss something? Did the Devs get a goalie? Did we get
No,
Saros? Did we get
no,
one of the big goalies? I mean,
no,
come
the
on.
Buffalo Sabres get Eric
Oh,
Robinson from the Columbus Blue Jackets for a conditional seventh rounder.
oh, that.
What a great trade. Blockbuster here on Wednesday afternoon.
Oh,
What a
I
great way to
thought.
start our show. What a great bit of
I.
news to bless our show. Thank you for NHL discussion on Instagram for that one. For
Oh,
breaking that.
hallelujah.
Oh
That,
my goodness.
the hockey world is about to change with the big Eric Robinson trade for the big seventh round pick.
For the
Oh,
conditional seventh rounder, we got to figure out
those
what the conditions are. We'll get back to you with the
conditions.
conditions. We'll get
The
back to you with the
conditions is that
conditions.
nobody gives a shit about this trade because it sucks.
Very
That's the
true.
condition.
Very true. Two bad teams and with a trading a player that nobody knows.
No.
So
When you just said it, I thought it was like a running back for like the Packers or something. It sounds like Jesus Christmas.
it's a guy. He's a guy. We'll
Oh well, I'm a guy too, but I ain't getting traded for nothing apparently. Well, unless you're gonna trade me, you trade me in for a better
I'm
analyst.
gonna
I mean,
trade
come
you
on
to a
now.
different show.
Yeah, you're gonna trade me to a different show.
No,
That's
I
great.
wouldn't trade you for anything in the world, Gunk.
I hear you, my man.
What's
So how you
going on?
doing this week?
I'm doing all right. I'm getting over being sick, but we're rocking and rolling. We're having fun.
Oh, absolutely. That time of year, man. That
Yeah,
time of year.
you know it. But
Mhm.
how you doing, Gunk? Let's get into a little bit about how we're doing before we start talking about hockey.
We're hanging in there down in the Bloomfield area. We are chilling. Said we got holidays coming up. We got Christmas all set, as you can see by my background in the background here. Like I said, we're just getting ready for the holiday season. I mean, like I said, it's big time. We're rolling into 2024. Got lots of hockey, lots of stuff going on in the league. So let's get to it.
Yeah, we're talking about rolling into the holidays, but the Islanders they've they rolled into a ditch last night against San Jose.
Wow.
A 4-1 with 8 minutes remaining to lose
Ah,
5-4 in overtime. In
overtime.
overtime.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
god.
Well,
Boo.
like I was saying
Boo.
earlier, like you said San Jose should move. Move to the East Coast. Move to Albany. Move to Utica. They're so much better on the East Coast, apparently, man. I mean, three good games. I mean, they went 2-1 on these now, apparently. So or two. Excuse me. Yeah, 2-1.
2-1.
So on the the Metro trip. So far, I mean, like I said, again, I enjoy San Jose. I really want them to build up, especially with a couple ex-Devils on there who actually I really liked when they played for the Devils, except for one, as we all know, the goaltender. But
The goaltender. Oh,
Mackenzie Blackwood.
oh, we're talking about the Sharks. I thought you were talking about the Islanders. I was like,
No,
Corey
no, no.
Schneider
I'm talking-
retired.
No, I'm sorry. I was talking about the Sharks again. How
Oh,
like
Blackwell, yeah.
yeah, again we're going. I said they're like the AHL Devils of the West. I mean, they're they're the trade for Timo. They gave him a lot of assets. So, it's like, I didn't like, well, excuse me, except for last Friday, I didn't mind. I really hated watching it, but like I said, I can get behind San Jose.
Yeah, I agree with you. I can totally get behind San Jose and like after last night, it was it was obvious that like you can kind of get behind them, but right now I'm feeling for Islanders fans. Not even so much the Islanders, like fuck the Islanders, but like Islanders fans, they got to be going through it right now. The boos from that crowd going into overtime were so loud. It what are you thinking or saying to your team if you're Lane Lambert right now? Because it can't be anything good.
Well, again, I don't know his mentality, but if I was him, I'd be throwing garbage cans. I'd be throwing fits. I would be cursing. You got to do something. I mean, like I said, I'm not sure of his coaching style, but he's got to get a fire under these guys' asses. I mean, like I said, you can't. This is like maybe like the sixth or seventh game this year that they've been up with like at least half the third period to go, and they've really shit the bed. I mean, it's
I want to say
the
it's
one I
more than
said.
that.
I know the game against the Devils, and they really like said crap the bed on that one. There's no help going on for them. They just don't have the no juice in the team, and like you said, the Barclays Center or the old
UBS.
USB now, or the USB building now. They went from yes, yes, yes to boo, boo, boo. Apparently.
Yeah, they got to find a way to be able to plug in over there at UBS. I mean, like, and like going back to what you were talking about, like last night was the 10th time the Islanders have given up the game winner or allowed the game to be tied and then lost in overtime.
Uh,
10
and like,
times this season.
and when you got a world class goalie there, I mean, that just can't happen. And we talked about that last week with their defense. It's like their defense is just terrible, and they don't even have all their parts. But there's even if they do get them back, they're still going to be terrible on defense. I mean, you got to put good defense, in front of a good goaltender like that. I mean, if you don't, you're just leaving that poor guy out to dry, and it seems like that's what the Islanders are doing right now. They're just leaving this kid out to dry, and it's really terrible. And maybe a major overhaul has to happen with this team because it doesn't seem like they have any players coming down the pipe that are going to help them.
Yeah,
You
we're,
know, they're
we're
kind of just a bunch of like older veterans that are just rolling, like spinning their tires and not moving.
yeah, we were discussing that last week. Like there's nobody really that young, like that young or like that's on the team right now for them. Like they're all kind of in their like mid to late 20s and early 30s or even mid 30s for some players. So it's like they got to find a way to get younger and fast, but like they had a guy playing last night. His name was Mike Riley. I've never heard of him. Apparently he's played a lot of games in the NHL. He's played 345 games in the NHL, 30 years old. Had a
Okay.
goal last night, but it was just like you're trying to rely on these guys that like uh, people probably haven't really heard of. Like he doesn't even have a picture on the Islanders team page. Like he's just another guy that just happened to score for them. Like they don't have anybody that is like exciting to be able to call up and say, okay, this is going to be able to change us.
Right, no, exactly. And that goes to being like a middling team. I mean, of course you want to make the playoffs, you want to make your fan base happy. But that's one of the products of being a middling team for a long time is that you just I mean, like I said, I know with my team, I know we went through down times and we went through a lot of losing and for the last, before right now, they've been down in the dumps, they've been down in the bottom of the standings, but they have acquired draft picks that yes, they have gotten lucky with the lottery a few times and like I said, they've really hit on a lot of their big time like number one draft picks and the Islanders just don't have that. I mean, when you're picking 15th, 16th every year, you're not going to get that impact franchise player unless you can develop the player or just get lucky.
And the
And the
Islanders can't
Islanders,
develop
like I said,
players.
that's what I'm
They
saying.
can't
Like they're
develop a lot of players.
yeah, and it just seems like I said, they spin the wheels in neutral and just
Yeah.
can't get out of their own way. I mean, maybe this team just has to maybe just probably sell off a lot of their, like you said, like the 29, 30-year-old players, like a Barzell, like even like a Sorokin. I mean, I know you don't want to give up on a goaltending because goaltending is such a such a like just not there anymore in the NHL anymore. You only got, like five or six of your, really good class goalies, then you got your middlings,
What do you
and then
even
you got your really
who are you trading
terrible ones.
Sorokin for though? Like if you're get like why would you get rid of the one person that's been trying to keep you afloat this entire time? Like even if you're
Again,
blowing it up, why would you blow up that?
that's why I was kind of just bringing up like, just possible things that they can do just to either head down, try to jump in the lottery or, just try to get something for him. I mean, again, you never know in the league. People trade and people trade back and forth, and you don't even know what you're getting at the time. Maybe they could pull like a draft pick, maybe they could pull a first round pick. a star that's, not a star, but like kind of like a middling star, just to, kind of build that franchise back up. And that's what this team needs. It needs a rebuild ASAP right now.
Yeah, it's got to be like fast too because with the way the metro is right now, they can't really afford to just sit back for a couple years and wait to see what happens. Like it felt like Columbus was trying to do that and fucked around too much and found out really fast. So I they really got to pick it up, especially from where they were. They were making the conference finals for 2 straight years to play against Tampa, and now they're wild card maybe.
If
Like
that, yeah,
last
even
year they were a wild
if
card and lost to Carolina. Like they're
yeah.
not going anywhere.
And they got spanked, and again, they got spanked by Carolina last year. I mean, it wasn't even close last year. I mean, at least the other Metro, series with the Devils and Rangers went 7 games. It was an exciting series. I mean, the Islanders just got spanked by the Hurricanes last year, and like I said, that's just one of the products of just being like in that middle for so long. I mean, sometimes you can get the downs, but maybe it brings you back up.
Yeah, they got to get brought up like fast because their ice is very thin right now for a lot of players. It seems I feel like they got to make a move for something.
Oh no, and especially now that like Devils are on the way up with a lot of young players. The Rangers are pretty much Stanley Cup contenders, solid right now. I mean, right now in the season, I mean they're doing their thing,
The best
and
the Rangers can contend for after last night is a sippy cup.
well, again, I'm talking full season right now. Like I said, they're in their top spot right now, and they're rocking it out. I mean, but like I said, the Islanders are falling back to that third spot in this area, and you're gonna start losing fans that way. And if you don't do something to change the culture, change the excitement for the fans that they're gonna get excited about this team, they're gonna be in division and in this area are gonna be just number three and an afterthought.
Yeah, it's that's crazy, especially with all the things that they've done to get out of the situations that they were in Brooklyn with the Barclays Center and everything to be able to get to UBS Arena and everything to get it built. That's a shame.
Yeah, and it took a long time. And he said we're from this area, so we watch a lot of we follow a lot of local news and stuff, and that was such a pain in the butt as you watched on the news how it took so much political garbage to even get that place built in Nassau County.
Yeah, yeah. A long time has changed since they had a truck sitting in their arena during their hockey games.
You ain't lying, my friend. You ain't lying.
Let's let's head over to the other New York team now because last night, oof, I can just go on if you don't mind.
Go for it, please.
You
I'm ready myself. Like I said, I watched my game last night. I said I was watching it at work, and I'm fired up for that. So please go first, Mister Nick. You hit up those Rangers, baby.
how do you lose 6-2 in Ottawa? Like you lose to the Senators 6-2 and you let Tarasenko score on you twice. I mean, I knew going into the game that Tarasenko was going to score. So is the way of the Rangers that he was playing, so he's going to score. But he did it twice. And like I was saying it to one of my friends and they were basically like, "Oh yeah, talk shit, get hit," basically. And it was like, I mean, I knew going in that it was gonna happen, but like, did you really have to do it twice? This team, a lot of fans are saying that like last night was the worst game of the season for the Rangers, and personally, I agree because it was the first game this entire year that they played bad enough for me to shut the game off and not care.
I've been there a few times this year, so I can totally get what you're talking about. But like I said, like I was saying in a minute ago, they said the Rangers are in a good spot right now. I mean, sometimes you're just gonna have a clunker there. I mean, like I said, Ottawa came in. Like I said, Tarasenko's probably hyped up to play the Rangers team that he played for. He came out, he was fired, and like I said, it's sometimes you just don't have it on the ice, and maybe it was one of those games where the Rangers
That's
just
the issue,
didn't
though.
have
The
it in
Rangers
them.
haven't been having it a lot recently, and that's what's concerning because, like, ever s- and a lot of times Rangers fans have been trying to be so overprotective of Igor. No, be I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Rangers fans protecting him like he is God. He is not. He has been awful since coming back from injury. I have no issue saying it because it's been obvious. The amount of shit goals he's let up, the amount of shitty attitude that he's been showing throughout a lot of these games. He's smashing his fucking stick again like a little pussy ass baby. I hate it so much. And excuse my curse, and I can bleep this all out if you want, but I
Bring
don't
it,
care.
no, bring it. I love it. Go ahead.
I'm tired of it because it's ridiculous. I'd rather trust Jonathan Quick as my number one goaltender on this team right now. They play better in front of him. They play like a more confident team, a more competent team. Uh, they're doing a lot of the same stuff they've done to Hank, but Hank was better. It's ridiculous what this team is doing on nights that they lose because you could see the games that they win. Like look at the game that they played against Boston, and then I look at last night. Two entirely different teams, and I'm not sure if it's just because of the circumstances or like whatever it is, but they need to knock it off because it is ridiculous how every night it is a coin flip of what you're gonna get. You're either gonna get a great game, you're either gonna get a really close high scoring game, or you're gonna get 6-2 away from whatever in fucking Ottawa. What are we doing here?
Yeah, again, it's
And Rangers fans are going, oh, you can't win them all. I understand. I get that. Look at this team. They're not producing enough sometimes to be able to win. Even if you're giving yourself the opportunity to win, the Rangers got close a couple times. They got within a goal last night. They are not scoring on their opportunities to get it done. They're playing poorly in their own zone. They're not getting the puck out. If they are getting the puck out, they're probably getting stopped at the other blue line and getting sent right back. So it's not doing anything. You're just being a turnstile for the other team to just practice on. It's a scrimmage at this point that you're trying to fucking do. And it's stupid. Like, none of the fourth line is producing kind of, but that's just because of Jimmy Vesey having one good game in New Jersey. And like I get rid of Barclay Goodrow. I'm tired of him. I'm so sick of him. He's not doing anything wrong. Just get rid of him. I don't like him on this team. $6 million fucking nothing. $6 million garbage bag.
and
Like,
apparently one tooth less. I was reading. I don't know where I saw it on.
oh
Which is
yeah.
the weirdest thing. I saw it on TMZ. I was like, that's weird. I was like, he's not like a celebrity. Yeah. Right before we came on, I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw that was like a big headline on TMZ was Barkley Goudreau spit a tooth out during a game when he got hit in the face. I was like,
Yeah.
that's news now. Okay,
I
I guess we're having a slow news day. Shit.
Yeah, if that's what they're reporting on, Barclay Goodrow spitting out a tooth. Because I saw a stupid. This is gonna go off the tracks real quick. I don't care. I saw a clickbait post today on Instagram going, "Oh, New York Rangers player loses chunk of his face randomly on ice last night," and it's just
Holy-
like, oh, excuse me. Oh,
Oh,
I felt that
I didn't know
building.
I didn't know if that was a cough or you were gagging on that thought of somebody's chunk of face falling off.
Both. Ooh.
Okay.
But no, yeah, like chunk of face fell off. Sure, have at it, bud.
Seriously, and the kill part is people would click on that because
Oh my
people are
god,
sick
yeah,
out
because
there.
people
It
will be
was
like, "Oh my god, I want to see
click on that.
chunks of face." Yeah.
There's some six Fs out there, man. They would totally click on
Oh
that
my
thinking
God.
it's like almost like a TikTok thing where they get you where you put up they put part one on your For You page, and then you got to go click on it to finish the story.
Fuck
I don't know
that.
how many times I've fallen for
Fuck the
that.
part twos.
Yeah, exactly. Well, don't say that, because please go to our YouTube channel.
Yes, go like
We
and
had
subscribe our
posted,
YouTube channels to our
yeah,
reels.
we had posted our story about my Little League game last week that I had split up. So, except for our podcast, please don't click on any part twos, but
Fuck
ours
part
you can
twos
go
except for
one
our
through
part
three.
twos. Yeah, go watch our part twos at What the Puck Pod on YouTube, on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you want to find us. Please do that, please. We love y'all.
We love you, baby. As I said, I
Um,
love doing this with my boy Nick.
I love doing this with you too, Gong. I also love this one stat that I have for you to talk about with the Devils, because last night the Devils played in Vancouver.
Uh,
So we had a family reunion.
uh, Hughes Bowl. I don't
The
know what.
Hughes
Let's see.
brothers.
Let's see. I read Hughes Bowl, which is like the take on the Super Bowl, which I don't understand.
I like it.
I I the one thing that made me almost fucking, like you did before, almost fucking gag, was it was Welcome to Hughes Day. What the fuck is Hughes Day? What, are we having a new
Cause it
North
was
American?
Because it
A
was
new,
Tuesday. Because it was
oh.
Tuesday. The game was on a Tuesday, so it was Tuesday.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because it could have been any fucking day. You could use that for any day
Yeah, but it
because every
rhymes. It rhymes. It rhymes, so it's funny.
it's not funny. No, what was funny was if you watched the post game last night with Luke Hughes, him dropping the F bomb on
What?
MSG last night. Oh yeah,
I did not see that. Hold on.
oh yeah. Well, again, you gotta find the clip. Post game, he was being interviewed by Erica Watner, on the post game again. With the West Coast game, with the Western Canada games and the West Coast games. I don't know about the Rangers broadcast, but they all the play-by-play. You got Spalding and Danico and Bryce Salvador and Erica Wadner usually are in the New York studios. They don't send them out to the West Coast games anymore. Maybe it's like a budget thing.
They started
So
doing that since COVID, I think. That was more of a
yeah, maybe
COVID thing.
yeah, which makes sense and stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, especially with Canada, I think they got a little more restrictions on the COVID still. So maybe it's one of those like kind of propositions. But like, so back to my point was, like I said, she was interviewing Luke on the ice, just like, after a win, they usually do at Prudential Center, she's usually on the ice. We'll interview the first star of the game, for the Devils. And, you know, so she's trying to conduct the interview and she's talking and Luke is just, just in the picture, just standing there. And like I said, I guess he can't hear through the headset, so he can't hear what she's saying, and he's just standing there looking, and she's asking questions. And then all of a sudden, they kind of cut it off, but before they cut it off, you could hear Luke go, "What the?" I'll say the word, "What the fuck are we doing?" And Erica would,
Angry.
how
Angry
these great
Luke.
F drums, she's like, okay, well, we'll get back to you right now."
We'll be right
It's a really
back,
funny
boys.
It's
We'll
a
be
really
back.
funny clip because
Oh, I gotta go
one,
find that.
he's so young, so I love when little kids curse. So it's hilarious. I mean, back in the day when you used to do it, it made me laugh. So, but yeah, so
Oh, that's
that's the
funny.
fun part of this story. But to the game.
Yeah, fun
Fucking
fact.
uh
All three played last night, and a player with the last name of Hughes was involved in 45% of the 11 goals scored in the 6-5 win for the Devils.
uh no. I was telling Maddie this morning. These two parents should just keep having kids. I can't. Again, we're going back to I can't pronounce stuff.
Go
Go have some more
Kings.
kids. You know why? Because I've come to the conclusion that every team needs a Hughes on their team.
I don't,
Apparently,
I don't want one.
everyone needs a Hughes on their team.
I don't want a
Because
Hughes.
the game was great last night for 2 periods.
Okay, why?
It was fantastic for 2 periods. I was excited. It was one of those finals. I was like, here we go. Again, I felt like my season has been such a roller coaster this year. It's like you get so high and then it's like you get so low, like with the like we were talking about San Jose with that loss to San Jose on Friday. I mean, you just don't get any lower than that. And then it wasn't even one of a loss. It was a beating. San Jose put a beating on them.
Yeah.
Took every opportunity they had to win that game.
What were your
They
thoughts
had
after
like
that game, if we could switch it up real quick? Because I'm just curious. What were your thoughts
What's up?
after that San Jose game? What were you feeling?
Like I wanted to throw myself off a building. It was terrible. And you know what? And we go back to we go back
genuine reasons,
to
that's a joke,
we
guys.
go back to Igor. No. We go back to Igor. I'll take Igor right now, please. You want to trade him? You want to trade him for a conditional 7th-round pick? Thank you. I'll take him right now.
Give me
Because
Eric Robinson for that 7th round.
I mean, I'm talking about. I don't give a shit. All Devils fans can comment whatever to me. After last night's game, I have fucking had it with defending those two fucking goaltenders. I am done. Vitek Vanacek fucking sucks. And you can fucking quote me on that.
All right, that's gonna be the name of the episode then.
He fucking sucks. And it's not even like, all right, he's one of those goaltenders that drives you fucking crazy. He'll make a save that he'll be turned around behind his back with his leg in the air and kick the puck out. But then somebody will put the easiest shot, which is the shot that happened that tied that game last night, was the easiest shot that 95% of goaltenders would stop. And it trickled right past him. And he knew it because you
always know it. You always know it.
No, I'm talking about though. Like, I mean, yes, goalies give up goals. It's understandable.
Of course.
Of course. Though, go back, find the picture of him when they tied that game 5-5. After that goal and the way he sat in the crease and his face, this guy is toast. This guy has no confidence whatsoever. And Bryce Salvador last night, after Bratt had won the game with about 33 seconds left. Thank God for Jesper Bratt. He, like the devil said, the Bratt man is the hero we need. In all seriousness, I mean, it's goofy, but it's really true. And like I said, he really does come up big in big spots. You know, I got to give it credit. You know, he does come up big in big spots. But Bryce Salvador is trying to defend Vanacek. I'm like, there's no way you can.
What do you defend?
He needed that 2 points. He needed that win. No,
he can't stop a beach ball.
The guy's fucking toast. And I'm sorry, like I said, don't get me wrong.
I pulled up the highlights and I see him sitting there. He looks like a big old toddler. He looks like a big baby. What are you so angry about?
No. Because I'm done. I cannot stand these games where we're up 3 goals in the third, and they tie the game. And the Killbars. If you watch the games, I don't know if the Rangers game has it, but if you see this, do they have the instant betting, like, you know, they like the betting lines, like, you know, after each period, it's like, oh, okay,
yes, they
and they had the stat, like you said, will it go to overtime? Yes or no? I swear to God, at one point I was like, I should have bet it to go to overtime because I had a feeling and I knew that he was not going to hold that lead. I'm so sick of having to score 6 goals a game, which is unfathomable to do for a team.
You can't outscore your problems, yeah.
Right now, he is the worst goaltender, goals against at 5-on-5, which is, again, 90% of the game, you know, about 10% of the game you're on the power. One of the teams is on the power play. He's the worst in that. They're the second worst goaltending in the league between him and Schmidt. I'll give Schmidt a little pass just because he's a younger kid and he kind of got thrown into the fire. So I'm not gonna really crap on oh my God, on Schmidt, but Vanacek's got to go. I'm sorry.
I have tried
tried to defend him through the beginning of this podcast,
You
and I'm like,
can't.
no, relax. Last night was my breaking point. I was punching fucking key holders key boots last night. I was punching boots last night of how pissed I was during that third period.
Yeah.
And like I said, thank God for Jesper Bratt, because if he doesn't win that game, this would be even worse right now. You think I'm yelling now? This would have been way worse if they lost that game in overtime or before the period ended. I can't no more. And I understand that Vancouver's a great team and they have great players. And I understand that, but
They
I'm
can't beat
sorry.
teams above 500 though.
You can't. And again, it seems like as I'm watching like the games, they're really playing down to the level of their opponent.
Yeah.
The Flyers, the Sharks, Columbus, they have played down and lost these games. And then they've come back and won games, like I said, like last night against Vancouver, like other games this year that they played. I mean, it's they've risen to the level when it's a top level, but I mean, Ruff's got to get them up for these so-called trap games.
Yeah, that's the issue sometimes is you just fall into, like you said, those trap games, especially those trap games for the Devils, especially with how, like you said, like how you've been so passionate about the Devils goalies being Ben. That's not even English, but like with how the Devils goalies have been, like these little trap games can become just quicksand that'll swallow this team up, because like I have Money Puck pulled up right here, and Vitek is consistently the second to last goalie on all of these metrics, just above Stuart Skinner, who has been abhorrent.
No, absolutely. And like I said, I said I can't take it anymore. I mean, like, yeah, don't get me wrong, and don't get me wrong, he's a great guy. I've very
Yeah,
funny,
but great guy ain't gonna
very,
win you
very
hockey games. You need
not
wins.
gonna win the hockey games. I'm finished with having personable players on this team. Give me an asshole in goal that can stop pucks. I don't care. Give me someone with an attitude, like it's like you were just saying about Igor, smashing sticks. Right now, I'll take that just
No, but I
because.
feel like,
Uh,
I feel like Igor smashing sticks is different because he's upset because he's not doing good. I feel like the Devils need brash for a goalie. They don't need slamming sticks. They just
right,
need an in your face goalie that's going to. They need like an Aiden Hill that came in for Vegas that needed to just prove something to prove his
yeah,
spot, and then just went on a fucking tear.
right. No,
Trade for
absolutely.
Carter Hart. Trade Devils trade for Carter Hart.
Dude, I'd be singing the praises of Tom Fitzgerald right now
Oh,
if they can get a Carter Hart.
that would be awesome. I like that.
Dude, I would love that. I'd pay money right now just just to see that happen. I mean, bring it, dude. Especially now that they have especially now that they're gonna have a little extra money with the injury to Dougie Hamilton. They'll hopefully put him on long-term IR, save that cap space, and maybe they can make a deal or two here to improve that goaltending situation. Because
I believe
I
that's
mean, a lot of
retroactive.
Devils fan,
I believe that LTIR is retroactive, so even if they don't do it right away, I believe they still can.
right, but it's more like I said, just clearing that space out, and now you have a little leverage. I mean, this it's kind of a blessing in disguise. I mean, like I said, I love Dougie, but like I said, it's kind of a blessing in disguise where because they were happy, but he gives you that option. You can get that cap space, and now you can make moves now. Like you have a little flexibility where, like I said, because they're gonna need it down the stretch. Because I can't see this team going with these two for any longer. I mean, it's just not feasible. It's not feasible for this team right now. I mean, it breaks my heart because this team up front is so damn good, and they're just relying on Jack and Nico and Brat and Timo and the guys up front, Toffoli, to carry this team. And they can't score 6 7 goals a game to win every game. you need a back. You need something. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. Like I said, even just a quality goaltender right now. Because like I said, Vitek is just shot. You could just tell by his body language last night that he's just shot. He has no confidence whatsoever. So he needs to either go or no, something needs to happen. I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong, I love the guy, but like I said, he's a very nice guy, but you nice doesn't stop pucks like
Yeah,
you mentioned.
nice doesn't stop pucks.
It
Nice doesn't win you
and
hockey games. Nice has never
and
won you hockey games.
and right now, I mean, like I said, yes, they're sitting right, really close to a wild card spot, but they got to jump like two or three teams just to get there. And everyone everyone in that wild card race is a good team, and some of them have solid goaltending that can go on a roll and get build up points where they're separating themselves from the non-playoff teams. So Tom Fitzgerald, you got to do something. I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong, you've done a fantastic job building this team, but not addressing the goaltending on the offseason is really hurting them right now, and it it really just makes me ill just thinking about it every night, like every game. Like you just don't know what you're gonna get. I mean, you need again. I feel like you just need that solid like you throw him in, don't worry about it. If he gives up two, three, no problem. We're good high scoring offense, no problem. And it feels like even the players last night just listening to the games. I mean, I think Jack had a quote. They asked him, what do you have to do to improve? What do you have to do to improve it? And he just like stop letting them score. I mean,
That's not
basically
what.
that's what he
Yeah,
said.
sure.
Yeah, exactly. Duh. But like a comment like that because Jack is a big like he will throw little digs in there like if you watch his interviews a lot he's very snarky like that. I mean he's like I said he's funny as hell but he's not afraid to drop like a snarky comment about something. And I felt like listening to that last night during the post game interviews. I feel like that was a kind of a slight to hey goalies, you better get on your fucking game because I'm sitting here fucking scoring 3 points a game and we're almost losing shit. So I think that's his little remark of, hey, guys, either get on the ball or get the fuck out. I mean, in all seriousness.
I this feels like something the captain should be saying though, not Jack. I understand Jack is the more talented of the two, but like this should be the captain speaking. What's Nico saying about any of this? Have we heard anything from him at all, or like?
I mean, not really. I mean, like I said, again, I feel like there's two different captains in these leagues. One that are very vocal off the ice, on the ice, where I feel like Nico is the other version of it, where he leads with his skills, his ability, the way he plays the game. I think that's where his his captaincy comes from. It's more the way he plays the game, the 200-foot game, the forward that he plays. I mean, I think that's where they think that he's leading. I don't think he's very like vocal, especially with the media. He's not a very vocal will bring out like stuff, try to call out like stuff like that. Where like I said, Jack is like the superstar, but he like I said, he's also if you listen to his comments, he's a very snarky with some of the stuff he says, and you have to look deep down inside and inside of it, and he'll drop little nuggets where he's not happy with stuff, and he'll let them know. So, I feel like Jack is as actually the more vocal of the two young players, but I feel like the team and in general feels like Nico is kind of the glue that holds it together, like, like I said, with the game he plays.
I can respect that. You know what? That I feel like that's a good dynamic for the team to have to be able to pull through sometimes because like I feel like sometimes a team can just needs to see their like more talented players like upset not upset with them but just like not particularly happy with how things have been going, to be able to just say stuff like that and to be able to have the confidence to say stuff like that and to be able to back it up. I feel like that's good for the Devils to have, because like I feel like at some point they're going to need a wake up as we get later and later into the season, because they're still on the outside looking in just barely,
Right.
and they got to step it up.
No, absolutely. And like I said, and again, this team does have a lot of veterans on it, like an Eric Holla, like a Andre Palat that, will speak their minds when the time comes. But right now, like I said, you don't hear from them, and like I said, you're hearing from the two number one overall picks, and like I said, but it's nice though to have like even Jack, that's the superstar, and maybe is a little more vocal where. I'm talking. This is not like inside the locker room, because we don't know what goes on inside the locker rooms. But this is more just seeing from the outside looking in with like the way they talk to the media. So like I said, I feel like, and it's so funny. I just got a post where I just got an X post notification about Vanacek being shell shocked, which is the perfect word for it. He was shell shocked.
He looked he
No,
after
you got
that
there.
after that fifth goal, you want to know what he looks like? Remember, I want to say it was Royal Rumble 2005 when Vince tore both of his quads sliding into the ring and is sitting on the ground fucking pounding at people like a baby. That's what he looks like right there.
That's a good comparison. But the only thing with that is, if he had the passion that Vince had during that.
Oh, maybe the Devils would have woken up.
Yes, I would have been more happy if he was sitting there yelling at people.
Yeah, if he was screaming.
Exactly. I would. Exactly. He just looked like he
looked defeated. Yes, he looked sad.
That's the point. And that's my point exactly. He's just mentally fried, and a game like that, he was spectacular. I was telling Maddie this morning, I was like, did like somebody just put his jersey on for 2 periods and then he decided to come out of the bathroom and was like, "Oh, guys, I'm ready to play. I'll play the third." I mean, it really is a problem, and also, all kidding aside, it really is a problem for this team. I know a lot of fans on our message boards are blaming defense, but I mean, I just don't. I mean, yes, you're gonna have defensive breakdowns, and a lot of the breakaways that they've been giving up recently, especially in the earlier in the season, I can understand defensive breakdowns, but sometimes, hey, goalies, you got to stop the goddamn puck. I mean, you got to. I mean, yeah, there's breakaways in the NHL.
Just do your job.
Do your job. Yeah.
Sometimes just do your job, please. It's what you get paid to do.
Which, again, let's take 2 seconds out for tomorrow night. You want to say Hughes night. Tomorrow night is going to be awesome for me. Tomorrow night is Gunk night, baby.
Ooh.
We have at 8:00 tomorrow night. We have and I don't care if they're horrible. The horrible 2-10 Patriots playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, which should be really fun and really terrible because they're both backup quarterbacks are playing, and I think both running backs are not playing, so it's gonna be horrific.
It's gonna be great.
But also after that, I mean, then we jump to 10:30 with my New Jersey Devils with crybaby Vincent, and hopefully not in goal. Hopefully it's Schmidt playing. But they will be playing the Seattle Kraken. And I really hope the gentleman that sat in the exact same seat in the exact same spot when we went to the Seattle Kraken game.
Shout out the Kraken fan. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, we could let's do a quick story time with the Devils playing the Kraken. I just saw that. Shout out to the fucking Kraken fan. So, it was last year, right? It was last season?
Yes, it was last season. It was, yes.
So last season, so a little bit of pre-context. We, on the day of the NHL draft for 2022 or whatever, I don't remember years.
Right.
And we were looking, hoping Shane Wright would be going first, seeing what would happen.
Yes.
He doesn't go first. He doesn't go second. He doesn't go third. He goes fourth. Devils pass on him. The Kraken take him. I text Gunk immediately saying, we're buying tickets to that game. I will buy tickets to that game. I don't care what we have to do. He ended up buying tickets for that game. We go to this game. Thank you. We go to this game. And there is a running theme to when Gunk and I go to hockey games that for some reason people just want to talk to us while we're sitting there trying to watch the game. I have no issue with it most times. No. If you're chill with it, I don't care. Gunk thinks differently.
I know. I am. Yes, I am one that will. I am there to watch a game with my nephew. This is one of our. We do it once a year usually. You know, like I said, because we're not rich people. We can't afford tickets. You know, but once a year, I like me and Nick to go to a game. Go chill, have fun. Like I said, I know he's not the biggest Devils fan, but I try to find a game where he's very interested or very invested in the game. Like last year, we hit the Seattle game. We surprised them. We surprised the boys from the bridge last year with the Devils Rangers game, which was hard to get, but I want to do it for my boys, and we had such a great time at Prudential Center. Even though the Devils won and the Rangers lost.
It's fine.
But yeah, so we do this a couple times a year. Like I say, we love our hockey, but we're a big TV kind of hockey people. We love watching it on TV. But once in that blue moon where we can afford to go to a game, we try to go to games that we find interesting. So like I said, when Nick was talking about the Shane Wright thing was hilarious, and we were like, yes, we are going to that game. So I ordered tickets for the game, and then we show up. We sit in our seats. We have great seats. We're right by the Zamboni entrance. Really great seats. And Nick, take it away, because this is where the story gets really funny.
We have this guy that is sitting behind us that is a Kraken fan. No problem with that. Nothing wrong with that. If you're a Kraken fan, good for you. They got nice jerseys. I can support that.
Absolutely.
But this guy was a bit much for my. Ooh. And I can be a bit much sometimes, but like this guy was a bit much.
Ooh, boy. You're putting it lightly, my friend.
He knew every player as if he was best friends with them.
Oh.
I'm fine with calling some players by their first names. Like Mika, you call Mika because it's weird to say like, oh, let's go Zibanejad. Like that's weird. Like it's too much. Matty Beniers. Oh, let's go, Matty. Come on, Matty. Let's go, Matty. And it's just like, bro, you're like 75 feet from the ice. He can't hear you.
Nope.
There's other people screaming around you, and like he's not focused on you calling out his name.
Right. Exactly. Like he was like trying to
like he didn't buy you the ticket to the game and is looking for you.
Like I said, yes, exactly. And like he was talking to them like he was the head, like he was the coach.
Like he had a headset in trying to fucking communicate with them. Yeah.
Oh my god! And serious, like you said, like he had a communication. So like, yeah, throw this line out there. All right, go in, go. Yeah, the guy was ridiculous.
And on like routine bullshit too. Like it was a dump in, and it was like, all right, go, chase, and it's like, settle down. I want to chase you out of here.
Exactly.
Like I'm gonna chase you to the police station. Newark police can deal with you. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god. And no, but the best part of it was, and again, I love this story. Like I said, the guy was crazy Kraken fan, which was awesome. But the best part of this whole thing was, so he's talking to Nick, and I'm kind of ignoring him. I'm kind of listening. I'm trying to pay attention to the game. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, you know what? This is the exact same seat, the exact same section, the exact same row where I sit in Seattle." I'm like,
who the
first of all, that's fucking OCD fucking weird.
Yeah, I figured
Second of all,
my calculations figured that out for me. I found out that my seat's right here. I figured it out. Get the fuck out of my face,
uh,
Poindexter.
and the like, is it like, oh, because you sat in the exact, like, all the Kraken players know that you sit in section 16, row 12, seat 1? I
My,
mean, oh, they're looking up at you like, oh yeah, hey, we got you, buddy.
this guy's here.
This guy's here. We are all in tonight, baby. I
Oh,
mean,
we are winning because fucking Jim from accounting is here from
oh,
fucking
oh
Bumblefuck
yes,
Nowhere Company.
and he's one of those, like, those hockey things I have with the wearing the shirt and tie and throwing the
Wearing the
jersey
suit,
over
wearing the suit under a jersey.
wearing the suit over the jersey over the suit. He was one of those guys, and if you heard former podcasts, I despise anybody. That's one of my pet peeves with hockey fans is, number one, jersey fitting. Number two, throwing suits, throwing a jersey over a suit or a shirt and tie.
Yeah, I forgot he
You
did that.
Yes.
Oh my
and you
god.
Ugh.
What a joke. What a
Yes.
nerd.
Ugh.
Oh my god, that guy stink. That guy stunk. But shout out to you. You were one of the best hockey people I've ever had to deal with.
You remember the back in the maybe a few years, this is probably more than a few years ago, with the Real American Hero commercials and stuff with the Bud
No.
Light. It was like, you ever heard that? It was like Real American Heroes, and it was just some weird, like, oh, you're Jim from accounting and you do all this. Again, I'm probably dating myself with
I
with a
think you
little
are
younger
because I
crowd,
got nothing.
but yeah, pull up just Real American Hero Bud Light commercials, and you'll kind of understand what I mean. If the older listeners will probably understand what I'm throwing down here. He was the exact emphasis of that.
I know what this is. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like that kind of thing. That I got that vibe off him. Uh,
That,
so
God. Shout out to
let's
the
bring it
Kraken
back a
fan.
little bit.
Yeah, let's
I
bring
have
it
a
back to
question.
hockey. What's up? What's
I
your
have a
question,
question
Soldier?
for you. Like I said, I had seen this last night, and I had seen it, and then I watched a TikTok about it. Pretty good guy. I think his name is like Hockey Insider or Canada, I think his name is. Um right now we're going, again, it's basketball season, and the NBA is
The
playing
in-season tournament?
their mid-season tournament.
Uh,
So he had brought up the case of, this might be more exciting, this in-season tournament, than, like, even like how baseball is, like, um the World Baseball Classic is, and like kind of things like
see,
that. And they were
I
like, they should throw it in. So I was thinking, you think hockey would be would start this trend of playing like an in-season tournament and having like a tournament with a champion? And as a Rangers fan, say if the Rangers won it, would you be excited, like, if they won some kind of like new kind of like trophy for this in-season tournament? And would you like rock like gear, like, hey, look, we're the Rangers in-season champions 2024 or something like that? I mean,
it,
as a fan, for me, I think it'd be kind of embarrassing, because especially in hockey, with when the Stanley Cup is like one of the most oldest and honored trophies, and one of
that's
the
where
most
I run into
hardest
the issue
trophies
with
to
it.
win in the world is the
Yeah.
Stanley Cup.
The
I mean,
NBA does it
I
because their games are boring. Like
well,
they
don't,
are they are boring to
well,
watch.
yeah, like I said, don't. Again, the big joke is, just, if you want to watch an NBA game, throw it on the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, and you got your game right there, because
Yeah.
that's about what it is.
It I think that's why the NBA is doing it and kind of succeeding from it, but I feel like the NHL needs to do international stuff to really be doing something different, because
Right.
like you said, the cup is one of the hardest things to try to win every year. So I feel like it takes away from that. But if you did a World Cup of hockey or something like that, or even just send your players to the fucking Olympics. Just send your
Exactly.
players to the fucking Olympics. It's fine if you take a break in February, the shortest month.
No, absolutely. And again, don't do it every year. Like I said, do it at the Olympics every 4 years. It's Olympic hockey when NHL players are in it the
Exciting.
most the most fun hockey to watch because you're getting all the star countries representing their countries, and then and it's not and it's like way above like an all-star game where the all-star game like the players are like kind of just having fun, they're doing their thing, they're trying different things, trying fun stuff to excite the fans. I mean, it's the all-star game is great, it's just a fun thing to watch.
I
But
agree, but
hockey, Olympic hockey is like it's almost like a playoff series. It's like intense. Every shift is grinding. You got all the stars out there. You got
yeah,
stars with from different teams that like you never thought would play with each other ever. It's again, I find that concept really fun and I really enjoyed it. I mean, look how much Canada loved that Sidney Crosby, game-winning goal. Yeah, I know, but Canada again was so excited about it. I mean,
oh
it
yeah, they
really
still talk
got
about it.
yeah, they still talk about it, to this day. I mean, so like I said,
There
again,
was
for me,
one
I
cool
feel like
thing. There was one cool thing that I saw. I want to say it was Sportsnet or somebody posted it. To if the NHL were to do an in season tournament like that, you could make the finals of it the Winter Classic, which I think is fucking cool.
that's a good idea. I like that
That's a
idea.
cool idea, but like other than that, I feel like it. I feel like you're just kind of grabbing at stuff to try to make like regular season games interesting. But like they seem plenty enough interesting depending on what games are going on. But like I feel like the NHL's issue with sometimes games being boring is they'll have like they'll have the Sharks and Blackhawks playing, and it's the only game on.
Right.
So it's just like they got to find a way to schedule games more to be able
Right.
to make it work. But they could do it. I feel like they could do it.
Again, it's more like I said, would like as we talk as fans, like would you be like excited if like said like if the Rangers won like I like I
I
said again to me I kind of again I'm just old school I guess because I like the 82 game schedule. I like the grind of a season and I feel like it's gonna like something like that would kind of change mentalities of like do you want to be all in for the season or do you want to be all in for this tournament? I mean,
well,
especially with hockey players because it's more I feel like
the
hockey's a more mental
the
grind
tournament
during
is
the regular
only
season.
really I think in the NBA giving money to players. So I don't think and besides the trophy, so I don't think it's anything other than that, but I
Right.
honestly I it would be cool, but I don't think I'd be excited. Like it'd be like okay, like it'd be like oh cool they did something, but like do that in a couple months.
No, absolutely. No, I had like I said, and again maybe like even like before the season, like kind of like the baseball classic does. I mean, they do when they do it, they usually do it during the like training camp, couple months, like a month before the real season actually starts. So maybe something like that would interest me, but like I said, I already worried enough about them in the regular season right now. I don't want to worry about an in season tournament with having to worry about putting all your effort into that instead of getting to what the goal is to
Well,
win a cup. And that's what all
well,
hockey players grew up from the time they were in diapers till the time they're 50 years old. That's all they want to do is be on a Stanley Cup winning team where they can show their ring and be like, yes, I won a Stanley Cup. I was able to hold it over my head on the ice and skate around with it. I feel like hockey players' mentality are that's their goal in life is to win a cup, nothing else.
yeah, it's such a weird concept to try to fit in with hockey because like I don't personally feel like you need it. It it just feels like you're trying to shoehorn in more like more things to do. But
Exactly.
it's just It would be an interesting thing, but I don't see it happening more than like maybe a year or two.
Right.
But
And again, I feel like I said, I feel like I said, I feel just feel like with the success that the NBA is apparently having with this, that other sports would try to inclement it. I mean, you can't really do it with football because football is really hard to
yeah,
do, especially they only play 17 games it is. And as you see in the NFL, everyone's just getting hurt. I mean, Trevor Lawrence just got his ankle twisted on Monday night, and like I said, a couple of my guys have fallen to the wayside. It's injuries in the NFL are really scary, especially the way they when they play on the artificial turf or
yeah,
the field turf they call it, or like I said, they're not playing on regular, real grass anymore. And you just feel like a lot of injuries are happening in the NFL. And you can't really do it in that kind of sport. I mean, baseball, that's 162 games, which is a way bigger grind
yeah.
than even like hockey players because you're playing so many games, in such a clustered time. Like I said, basketball, I think it works. I think, like you said, it's not a mental grind. You're kind of throwing it into the season. You're making the fans excited. The players want to win some extra money. Hey, go for it. But like I said, to me, I think hockey keep with the concept that, like I said, all they want to do
Is
win
get
your
to the cup.
cup,
Yeah,
win the cup. That's it. I mean, even fans. Fans really don't are
yeah.
not excited about it until playoff time starts rolling around. I mean, don't get me wrong, you got your hardcore fans like us and stuff, but the casual, will go, will watch it if, watch a few games here and there, stuff like that. They're invested when their team's either in the playoff hunt or making the playoffs, and then they jump right into, playoff time.
Yeah.
Because I know with me, I can see, like I said, I watch all the Devils boards. Devils boards last year during playoff time were at its peak. Right now, with the team kind of mid and struggling, they're kind of like by the wayside. Like I said, they're kind of like bandwagon fans, right? Right now. They hopped off the bandwagon once the season started because, like I said, they're playing really mid right now. So, a lot of fans have jumped off the Devils bandwagon. I will never jump off the Devils bandwagon. I will be the head captain of that bandwagon as it rolls on. So, Fanware fans, goodbye. Hopefully, the Devils turn it around in the next couple months, and I can kick these people off this goddamn bandwagon. Stay off it. True fans know what's up.
True fans know what's up. But gang,
That's
it
it.
appears the What the Puck bandwagon is pulling up to the station, and we gotta wrap it up here. It's
This was
been absolutely amazing to
yeah,
get heated today about our respective teams and the shitty
yes,
Islanders.
yes. Very cathartic in my. I feel I can breathe now. I feel I've been sitting, like I said, I've been sitting on this for less than 24 hours. Ever since about maybe like 12:30 last night, I was sitting there stewing like a steam pipe, just ready to burst. And thank you for having us on your YouTube, on your podcast feed, wherever you
Wherever.
listen to our podcast. I mean, like I said, we appreciate all the support that's been out there, and like I said, we're trying to build this brand up for to spread the word of good New York hockey. And like I said, if you can give us a listen, give us a follow on our YouTube channel. We have our TikTok. I said, now that I'm back full time, full in the grind, I'll be putting more shorts up. I'll be putting more TikToks up. So keep an eye out for it at What the Puck Pod on TikTok and What the Puck Pod on our YouTube page. Said like, subscribe, get us some followers, tell your friends. Said we're here. We're just two dudes having fun talking about our NHL teams. We talk about other stuff in the league. And Nick, once again, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
It's been a pleasure, Gunk.
I appreciate you. I love you, my man.
Love you
And
too.
we will hopefully we get a couple good games this week. Hopefully, like I said, our teams turn it around, start on the right track, going into the Christmas season. And right now, I want to just say thank you to all our fans and Nick, bring it home.
Yep, gang, thank you all. We will see y'all next week. Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.